Okay, so again, sorry that we were having this issue. Um, so what is going on here? Okay, so I will. Um, I don't know what's going on here. They've done so many different updates on this. I haven't. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Okay, so let me go over here. So just bear with me, folks. Lex, I gotta send these guys the link, the new link. So let me get, and I gotta send it to Daryl too. Go figures. Nothing surprises me with this stream anymore. So hopefully we are on the pages now. Let me see. Yes, we are on now. Okay, so we are on now. What is going on here? There's been a lot of, like I said yesterday, or I think it was yesterday I said it, that on Bald and Bonkers, that I can see everything on my phone, but I couldn't see anything on my laptop when it comes to the shows. So it's something weird. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, good. Well, again, we're sorry about that, folks. I don't know if it's Melon. I don't know if it's Facebook because it was going up on YouTube. So it wasn't Melon. It was definitely Facebook.
Yeah, it was weird.
So, yeah, very, very weird. So, uh, welcome to the show. Technical problem, obviously. Oh, God. It wasn't Melon this time. It was Facebook because we were over on YouTube. So hopefully we won't have any problems during the show. So how are you, Lex? We missed
Yeah,
you last week.
you did. But I'm very good, and thank you again for Matt standing in for me.
I think it was Jenny last week.
Oh, it was, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm thinking about the other time he covered me. Or Jenny.
Yes,
Either way, everyone he
yes,
covers for me is amazing, so thank you.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
no, it's good to be back, and hopefully we're going to have another good show again today, so I've come back for a good one, so...
Yeah. So let me show this for a minute. There's somebody I haven't seen for a very long time.
No, how you doing, Nubs?
A very long time, and obviously we have Matt's in the room, and he checked over. Didn't have any issues earlier on StreamYard. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. So, when we first came on the other show, I showed that new video uh, that Matt did, and it's now going out on Facebook and everywhere. I put it up on TikTok. And there's David. Hi, David. How are you? Wasn't Matt this time? No, it definitely wasn't you this time.
No, I got them confused.
So I want to thank everybody that's here today, and obviously we have a great guest. We have Daryl Evans from Lost Souls. I got to watch one of his videos today, so his links are in the description. They are in the description. I copied and pasted everything before I moved to creating a new show. So his links are in the description. And it's funny because when I pulled up to start a new show, I got this huge list that I'd never seen before saying that I had to reconnect. And that's why it took me a little bit longer. I had to reconnect to everything. So it is what it is. It happens. Obviously, Facebook's had some issues. I know on my public group page, everything's working fine. My public page is, my personal page is working fine, but I find that the groups that are business pages are having the issues.
Hmm.
So I know my page has been having an issues. People's shows haven't been coming up when you're looking at the laptop, but when you look at the phone, they're there. It's just it's really really super weird. Hi, Courtney. Thanks for coming in today. I appreciate that. And so why don't we get started because we're running late. So why don't we bring Daryl up again? I watched one of his videos today. It was from Sherwood Forest. So if you're a fan of Sherwood Forest, definitely go over and check out that video. Like I said, I watched it today. It was good, and I like Daryl's. I like the way Daryl. Oh, so here we go.
Maybe. Who knows?
It's quite possible. I know Steven filled me in about that about a week and a half ago. His page was automatically changed to Meta without them wanting it. So I'm starting to think maybe that's what's happening to Parapost. But it doesn't explain the other pages why they weren't going to the other pages. So anyways. So why don't we bring Daryl up from Lost Souls? Here he is. Hey, buddy.
Hello.
Yeah? How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, good.
Rearrange.
Maybe we should switch you around, and we'll bring you up. I'll bring you up here, and then I'll go down here. How about that? So people can see your name. They don't need to see my name. It's okay. So how you've been? It's I know we talked last week, but then it was probably 2 or 3 months since we've spoken. So how you been doing?
Been good. Yeah, been busy. Doing a
Yeah.
lot of stuff behind the scenes, and yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, getting out there, doing some videos, getting to do some paranormal investigation. Now, the guys that you were with, are they part of your team as well, or are you just mainly by yourself and you just bring out people?
I'm literally by myself, so
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I think sometimes, as a lot of us have discovered in this field, sometimes it's better to go out by yourself. And bring people that are interested in coming. I think I don't need to go any further than that. I think everybody understands exactly what I'm saying. So, right, Lex, you're awfully quiet today.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you're awfully quiet. And if people didn't see the show yesterday, Bald and Bonkers, today you will notice that Lex got a haircut.
I know it's big news. Big news.
It is big news.
Next
It's
his hair finally.
it's very big news. Like you had your long hair for a long time, and I know when I was there, you were growing it, and yeah, no, but I like it. I like the new style. So, anyhow, other than that, and I will let people know, there is somebody coming up at the end of the show that if she, I'm hoping she's still coming up, that she's going to be showing a video. What's that? Oh, interesting. That is not very nice.
No.
No,
That's,
I don't know who that person is.
yeah, steals the content.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
interesting.
So, yeah.
Good old YouTube, eh?
Yeah, good old YouTube. So maybe while Lex, you can go ahead. I am going to go over to YouTube and get rid of that.
No worries. So, obviously, one, it's good to have someone on the show again from my side of the world, which is great. I know that you and me know of each other because I called out bad names, so I'm glad that we aired that out.
We're not going to say anything about
I
that.
didn't say anything. I'm saying. Oh, Jesus Christ! Pepsi, get a life, mate.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm gonna get rid of that. So go ahead.
If you can add Matt as a mod, he can do it.
Yeah,
You can
okay.
do that.
Yep.
But yeah, so first of all, I want to say it's an honor to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Representing the UK, it's great to have great people up on here. And I just want to start us off. I do this every single week, and I think it's my favorite thing about these shows is learning where the beginning is for everybody, because every single story is different. So, if you would like to, we'd like to share with us what got you into the paranormal, and was there a major experience that you had to go through to really believe in it?
Well, always believed from a young age, seen things as a kid. Um, yeah, just seen experiences that a lot of people obviously, a lot of skeptics would say, oh, that doesn't, but definitely throughout my life, I've seen stuff that's just quite amazing. But then 2018 is when I really like went into it, you know. So 2018, I did it with friends, and then 2019 is when I officially did a YouTube channel and started filming it.
So, what was it? What do you know? What happened in 2018 that made you want to go out and do it, or was it just the general curiosity of the paranormal that started it off for you?
I think it was something that knocked me on the edge and said, you know what, you love this stuff. Why don't you just literally go out there and start doing it? So that's what it was. It was literally loved it that much. I thought, you know what, it's a passion of mine. Let's go into this properly.
Yeah, and how have you found the experience of doing this over the? Was it you said how long has it been? 4, coming up 4 years now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, and how have you found it so far doing it?
Um, it's got a lot more intense with seeing stuff and hearing stuff. But that's probably expected because I go out a lot. So
Mm.
yeah, but it's good. I'm just like a kid in the candy shop when it comes to this stuff. I love it. I'll stand there, have spirits come at you or something, and I'll be laughing. I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? Just like I can't get enough of it.
It is. It's a completely different thing waiting around for something to happen in a haunted location, as opposed to waiting around in a doctor's office. You can't do you can't do that for an hour because it gets boring. But you'll stand in a haunted building for 6, 7 hours, and you'll
Yeah,
get something happen once. But the whole experience is something I think a lot of people miss out on with how exciting being an investigator really is.
yeah.
You still good down there,
I'm just
Bryan?
saying, yeah, oh yeah, I'm just listening to you too. I'm just listening to you. I'm always intrigued and listening to people's stories on how they got into the paranormal, and I think that's honestly, I think that's me and Lex is probably our favorite question, and obviously I got in it for a reason. Lex got into it for a reason, and I just find that all the stories are just so different
Hmm.
from each and every person that we interview, and I really find it fascinating. And so I got the opportunity today to watch one of your videos, Sherwood Forest. So if people are interested, you can go over to his YouTube. His link is in the description. And go check out Sherwood Forest. And I know that's a video that me and Lex are going to be bringing out sometime down the road. And it's an amazing place. And like that tree is absolutely incredible. And really, let's be honest, is the focal point of the forest. And I really truly believe in, me and Lex and Ralph and Cheryl was her name, Cheryl, right? We did an SB7 around that tree. And some of the stuff that was coming out through the SB7 was, I even asked a question, how many spirits around this tree, and it said 40. And I think we captured a few other things as well. I think at the beginning, we captured, are the stories true about Robin Hood? Because I know there's the fictional character of Robin Hood. I get that, but there's also another story of an actual type of Robin Hood that was stealing. Unfortunately, he wasn't giving to the poor; he was just giving to himself. But at one moment, we asked if the stories were true, because Ralph actually told us a story on the walk down about him hiding, or people going after him, and he was hiding in a tree. And we actually captured on the SB7, he hid, which I assumed was that's what it was about. He was hiding in the tree because he was hiding in the tree, supposedly. True. I don't know. So why don't you talk a little bit about your experience in for the people that haven't seen that video? Why don't you talk about your experiences in Sherwood Forest, and even on top of that, maybe another investigation that's coming up for you?
Yeah, so Sherwood Forest, that's definitely so obviously been to Ancient Ramen and like Sheps and Mallet. I would say Sherwood Forest is on the top of the like 10 list, if not five, because of how much activity was there. Um, so we one of the groups that I went with, they had a laser grid pen aimed at the oak tree, and literally all that I could see when I was looking over there, just you could see like figures going through the laser pen, and then I don't know, when I was looking at the tree, literally I could see it looked like small figures like going up and down the tree and like around it, and it was very interesting. Um, just how much activity from the start to the end, shadows, voices. Because obviously it's massive, like it's miles massive. But when we was walking down the walkways to like different other sections, you could just sense that he was followed. Like we had to keep looking around, and it was the fact that it was just I was all right because I could feel that it was more good than bad. There was parts where you'd feel a bit uneasy, but then that's general because of the land. It's going to have mixtures of different energies. So yeah.
Well, it's funny you say that because, it's funny you say that because the night that we were there, we actually had a woman following us. I could definitely sense a woman following, and I could see her, and it was really interesting when we were going down to the path where, I guess, where the Vikings had settled, and we were walking, but she stayed on the path. She wouldn't come any further because we actually stepped further into the woods off the path, and she stayed there. She wouldn't come up. Now, why wouldn't she come up? I don't know. Maybe she was scared. Maybe she wasn't allowed. I have no idea, but it's interesting you say that you felt like you were being followed because we felt that all night.
As well as that, it was also you said that it could be good and bad, which is again interesting for us because when we were there, we were told by the team from GSI that they always feel like there's an entity in there that's also watching them from the outer sides of the forest.
Yeah.
So we tried to mess around in that area as well and see if we can find anything. But it's very interesting that both of us had the good and the bad and the following things. So that's really, really good.
Yeah, because there's a part.
Thank you, Chris from Born and Bonkers, for that. I don't look like they're sharing it for Nottingham. So it's fine.
Well, if you dress up, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Well, I think I'm going to be getting down to the UK again, and I definitely want to do the Sherwood Forest. I think one thing I think I would love to do is to go in deeper into the woods. Because as you said earlier, it's like miles long. We didn't go very far into the woods.
We went up to the bowl, is where we went. So when as you go past the tree and you go forward, it kind of goes into an open field when it's like a big bowl, and that's where we were told that it was an original Viking settlement was in the bottom of that bit there. So that's where we went up to.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, it started to rain a little bit, and near the end, and so we decided. I think how long were we there? I think we were there for at least a couple of hours.
A couple of hours, but then it started to rain, so we had to leave.
Yeah, but but it was great though, and to be honest, like I said earlier, once I get out there again, I definitely want to go to Sherwood Forest again, and maybe spend a little more time in the forest and going a little bit deeper. Because like I said, we only got to really do a little bit of it, but just an absolutely amazing place, and just the history and how famous it is. And I know a lot of people would love to go there and spend some time there, but yeah.
Well,
So
a question in the chat here from Strudel. The forest you did you not need permission to be there with it being owned by the royals? I'm assuming the answer is no, because
No.
it's a public area.
Yeah,
Uh,
all the accesses in the Sherwood Forest have just got shut off road gates, so literally
Yeah.
you can just walk through. You know.
In fact, the only
Yeah.
barricade there is the one around the tree. to stop
Yeah,
the
which
district
I'm
from building.
assuming, and it wasn't like it's a very high fence. So
No, we
they,
climbed over it. So in that video that I did, we just climbed over it. It wasn't.
Yeah.
So did we. So,
yeah, so did we. Now I'm kind of curious because you mentioned it today in the video when I watched, and we talked about it too. Why did they put fiberglass on the bottom of the tree? Is
I
that to
don't.
keep people out? I just don't see what the
it's
what the
their-
reasons behind that would be.
It's because they're trying to keep the tree alive. That's all it's for.
Yeah,
It's a
but it
case-
wasn't like it was a very big piece of fiberglass. It seemed like a very odd place to put it.
I mean, maybe they're doing more to it. I don't know, because I know that it got ruined by eco warriors
Mm. So that's
climbing up into the tree, and that's
Who?
why it's
Sorry,
being
I'm sorry. Who are they?
eco warriors. People protesting against the planet. They
Oh,
change
okay,
themselves
yeah,
to
yeah,
trees.
okay.
So yeah, it's got damaged via that, and the fact that it's over 1,000 years old, it's starting to fall apart. So they're just putting loads of little bits and pieces on it to. Maybe it's just for structural integrity of the bottom.
Yeah.
It's to put some fiberglass over it. But we saw how the extent of it is of them holding it up, because they've got scaffolding holding it up at the moment. So I'm assuming it's to do with that.
Yeah, yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead.
Yeah. So a big staple in our field is obviously the equipment we get to go out and use and play with in every investigation. I know there's people use loads of different stuff. Some people prefer the tech. Some people prefer the simpler items. So what would you say is like your favorite piece of equipment in this field?
Well, for me, I'm literally just normal. So I've literally just got my camera, like from my phone that I film off. I've got another camera, but that's for the apps. So really, for me at the moment, I just have my phone to film and my other phone to use the apps. But I do like the K2 meters and the EMF meters. I just don't have them at the moment because I'm just deciding how I do things. But I will get through at some stage to get a lot more equipment. But yeah, I'm more. I don't know. For me, I think I'm just a more standard probably person. Really, you know, I could use all this tech, but I'm just more camera and just maybe a few apps. That's for me at the moment, and I'll use the like K2 meter if it's there. You know what I mean? I'm not really bothered if I use it or not. So, you know.
What about the SB7? Are you a fan of the SB7?
Yeah, I do like it. Yeah, but it's just expensive. You know what I mean? That's it. I look at it and I go, oh, let's see how much. I'll be like, oh yeah, that can wait. That can be like a Christmas present at some stage. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it's once, you know, I will get all the equipment. I will, you know, it's just money in it. It's, you know.
Yeah. How much is the SB7 in the UK?
I don't know because it varies, doesn't it? It's low to high to extremely stupid. It varies. It does.
Because I know I have an extra one here. I was going to send one out to Lex, but it's going to cost me an arm and a leg just to get it out there.
Yeah. So like, if you just look on Amazon, you could probably get one for £140.
Oh my God, that is like over $200 Canadian.
Yeah, like it's an expensive thing to have. Like even if you go onto the Go shop, for the prices here, it's just really expensive, which is why I haven't got one yet.
Yeah, Matt, that is correct, Matt.
But seeing as I've already filmed my next 2 seasons, I don't need to worry about it. I can save up for one.
This is true. yeah. I said I have an extra SB7. I was going to send it out to Lex, and I inquired sending it out there. It was going to cost me like $90 to send it out there. It was like, and it's like, how big? It's like this big.
I can give you the $90. It saves me 100.
Okay, well, I never thought about that, but Yeah, we use the SB7 a lot in our investigations, and I really turned Lex onto the
Oh yeah,
SB7, and
I've never using apps again in my life.
yeah, yeah. The apps are now the one app that I noticed that you do use, and you used it in this video, was the Necrophonic. But what was the other one that you were using? I wasn't sure about that one.
Uh, Spirit Talker.
Spirit Talker?
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard of that. Have you heard of that,
Yeah,
Lex?
I did
It,
a thing on it a while ago on YouTube where it's the one where it has the K2 meter in the phone that doesn't work.
yeah.
So the one
Okay.
I think I spoke about it on the Board and Bonkers yesterday as well. That it's one of these apps where, with the intention, the intentions for it were good. Hang on a second, why's my phone going off? Yesterday's alarm. Sorry about that. Sorry, but yeah. So yeah, it was the K2 meter doesn't work on it. It's one of those ones that works like an ovilus, so words come up through it. It's made by another I can't remember the group's name. It's another paranormal group that made it, and they're doing quite a fair few. If I remember the name, I'll bring it up. It's not one that I personally use anymore. I downloaded it to look at it, but yeah, I have heard of it.
Yeah, it's one of them hit and miss. Yeah, I've used it and it works, and I've used it and it's just no go. You know what I mean? It just comes up with some random words and you think it's nothing to do with what you're doing. So it's a hit and a miss. So probably the only app that I would actually use is Necrophonic because it actually does work. So
Do you know who produced the Necrophonic, by any chance,
no.
or who's part of the production team? Have you heard of Huff Paranormal?
Oh yeah,
The renowned one for taking audio bites and putting it into devices and pretending it's real. He makes it,
all right.
which is why I don't use it anymore.
Yeah, but there's times where stuff has come through and it's like, you know.
It is a weird app. I think me and Brian have used. I definitely used it for the whole of my first season.
But then
There were times where I was like, "This is pretty bang on." At one point, it said everyone's name in my group without me being introducing them. So I think there's some level to it, but because I think it's just because it's an app, I just don't want to use them anymore personally. I never begrudge anyone for using it though.
Yeah, you know what? At the end of the day, I think whatever you want to use on your investigations, just understand that you got to take everything with a grain of salt, right? And yeah, and it's funny because I was talking about this with Todd on Friday night on Parapost Live, that he was using it as well. He stopped using it because over time there were words coming out of it that weren't very nice, and it got dark. Like it was saying demon a lot. And it just got too dark for him, and then that's why he stopped using it. So
but the weird thing is about that app, because this is one that's does it work or doesn't it work? I've had a lot of coincidence where it's obviously said my name and it's come out with people's voices that I know, and it is the exact voice of that person. I'm just thinking, that's a bit scary. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
does it work? Does it not work? This is the thing. It's for me where stuff has come through and it's like voices of people I know, I'm thinking, what the hell? You know what I mean?
It's definitely one of the big debates in the field at the moment is whether or not it's real or not.
Well,
Because
it's
the other
funny
thing
because
is-
sorry,
Sorry, I
Lex,
was
go
gonna
ahead.
say, 'cause the
Go
other
ahead.
thing is as well is when I did it, the big point I made when I was using it before is it never asks permissions on your phone, so it can't listen to you and it can't access any of your stuff. So there was a part of me that was like, well, that's really interesting because all the other ones ask you for permissions for your microphone, and this one doesn't. So I was like, okay. So there could be. I mean, I might just hate it because of who's part of the team who is behind it, but maybe it's just maybe it does work. Like I said, like there's a lot of things that I've caught in my videos that I use the Necrophonic for, and it did work. So maybe it is like it is one of those things. Maybe sometimes it is, and maybe sometimes it isn't.
Yeah, there is an app out. Oh, I can't remember. It's something dice. So this app is literally just got dice, and you shake it, and it's supposed to like say words. So it's and and apparently sometimes it can have demonic things come through. But again, is it just a gimmick or is it the real thing? It's with these apps, it's I think you have to proper divulge to see whether it is being put together and made to be very real, or just being made as like a gimmick, just there for profit, and that's it.
Yeah, well, I think we can all agree that spirits can manipulate, you know, electronics. They can drain your battery off your camera, or from your phone. So maybe in some respect they can do the same thing when that's on. Who knows? Like I've walked into a situation where I've been at a location and I've asked, what color am I wearing? And it says its color. It says black. So it's I don't know which way to swing, to be honest, because I hear a lot of people say that, well, we ask questions and we get that response to the answer. And then I hear other investigators say, well, we weren't getting anything that made any sense to what we were doing or asking. So I don't know. Is it able to do something with your phone? Who knows? I don't think we'll ever really know, to be honest. But unless we die and then a few minutes later we come back. Other than
someone's necrophonic, we're like, hey. Hello, it's Lex. It's Lex. It works.
Yeah,
that actually would be funny. Actually,
when I die, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
because you do have to think that a lot of these apps are gimmicks, but with the spirit world, are these gimmicks apps actual gimmicks? But they're actually, the spirits are physically forcing their way through. So you got to admit, even having a gimmick app and it doesn't work, but then does work, you could say it's a bit of both. You know what I mean?
I'd put it in the same category as Ouija boards, I think. Ouija boards, I love Ouija, and I wear a plectrum around my neck, so I love Ouija boards. But I think the thing goes with them, it's manipulated by people. But I think because it is a form of communication, there is a doorway there for it to be used properly. Same with this app. I think something could get in and answer the questions, and sometimes it just spits out nonsense. So I think it probably sits in that same box of could be, couldn't be, in there with the Ouija board.
Yeah.
Told you from the beginning of the show. I told you at the beginning.
It's not low. I just don't know what's wrong with it. I think there's a wire loose in it. I will get it sorted, Strudel. I'm sorry.
He's gonna have to go to he's gonna have to because I don't know if anybody knows, but Lex did work at McDonald's, and he did steal the headset, and now he's gonna have to go back to McDonald's and get another one.
Reapply for a new job. My headset broke. Can I steal another one, please? But, okay, so that brings me on to the second part of that question then, Daryl. Is there a piece of equipment you see being used today that you utterly detest being used, that you look at it and it makes you turn off every video? You're just like, nah. And you're allowed to say it because I do it all the time, so feel free.
Well, I don't know, really. That's a hard one, because I assume it's just the apps for me. There's a lot of apps out there just don't work, and they still use it, and you just look at it again, you realise that doesn't actually work at all. The spirits don't even mimic and to come through, and it's literally, I think, apps. I would say apps, if anything.
So you use apps, but you detest them in video. Is that?
No, this is what I mean. I use the apps that actually work, but there's apps out there that I've tried, know they don't work, but then other people use them, and they keep on using them, and you think it doesn't work though, and you're thinking, I've tested it and it doesn't work. But then again, what doesn't work for you could work 100% for someone else.
Could be. What's your opinion on SLS cameras?
They're good. They're good. But again, they can pick up stuff and to make it out like someone's there.
Would you ever use one, or would you just kind of?
I've used them. I've tested them a lot to see if they actually work, and they pick up stuff that there's nothing there to pick up. So you got to think, there's something there. So I like it, but not a great fan of it.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm now the SLS on the app, the Ghost Tube. I think it's Ghost Tube, right?
Ghost tube, yeah.
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 I think that's crap. I think
Mm.
that's just crap. But again, I'm on the fence about the actual Connect one. Because I have seen videos where there was nothing there, like nothing against the wall, nothing there, and something came up. Now
It
I've seen
depends on
other
who it
videos
is.
where there's a chair or a lamp or even a poster that they aim at. But Todd mentioned this the other day, and I think it's important to note that a lot of people use the SLS wrong. The SLS should be stable. It shouldn't be moved around. I think that's the biggest issue with people, and even Todd mentioned it. A lot of people use it wrong. And if
Yeah,
you
they move it around.
if you put it stationary and not like against a wall or something like that, and something appears, maybe it might be true. I don't know. I'm on the fence with that. But one thing I'm not on the fence about, I won't get it because it's way too expensive. And just of course, Todd and Marissa sell it for $285, which where I was normally seeing it for $799, and
I can get
or
one pretty
600
easily.
or 500. What's
I
that?
can, I can go to Game, buy an Xbox Connect for £120, and it comes with the camera, and then I can take it off and use that.
Yeah,
That's what a lot of people are doing, is using the Xbox One.
yeah. So why? So talking about getting off the equipment question, what has since you've been doing this? What has been one of your favorite places to investigate, and why?
Favorite place at the moment is the Ancient Ramen. Yeah.
I'm
The
not
amount
familiar with that.
the Ancient Ramen is in Gloucestershire. It was an old pub. Used to be like like a hotel. Um, but now obviously because obviously years ago the owner died and now his daughter's got it. Um, but that place is literally is one of well the activity happened in that straight away. The energy in that it's like walking in to walk. So when you walk into it, you've obviously got a little square room that leads right to the living room, straight to the kitchen. The kitchen, you don't feel anything. The doorway bit, you don't feel anything. Going to the front room of the living room area, you feel it straight away, and then throughout the rest of the house, literally, you just feel the energy. Um, I got pushed down the stairs. Well, I got tripped. Lucky enough, I had my hand out. But that place, it feels like people are breaking in every second. You have to keep checking, just to make sure no one has actually broken in because the footsteps and the noises that you will hear is literally like someone physically walking in, like you or me walking into a house and making noise.
Jeez.
It's yeah, that yeah. So when I got tripped on the stairs, it was weird because I knew because I looked and when you look back and just make sure that you definitely didn't like trip over your own feet. It
Yeah.
was that. But the worst area in that house, because this is the thing, a lot of people say demonic in that house, and it's not. It's just bad energy. It's like very bad energy. But the room that's so when you go up the stairs, you go to I think it's the witch's room on the right, and then you go left, and you've got the other rooms. So the little room that's got I think it was the charge room. They got the cot and they've got this weird looking doll that's just creepy as hell. That room, a lot of activity kicked off in there. Um, but for me, it's just that little square that when I stood in there, I felt sick at one point standing in that little room. But then walking further on into, what I'll keep forgetting the room that's got the 2 beds, the red beds in. Everyone will know what room I'm on about. That room didn't actually feel off for me. I don't know if that's just me, but I was sitting there and I was calm as anything. Yeah, I probably sat down in the chairs and started to feel sleepy, but it didn't feel bad for me. So I don't know if that's just me that felt comfortable, but then I've noticed throughout the years I have got more comfortable with the paranormal, so it doesn't scare me or faze me anymore. It just I get excited, especially when big things kick off. I get excited. Probably the only one in the room that gets excited. Everyone runs. I'm not excited. Stands there and giggles and laughs because I'm just so hyped up.
Have you heard of that place, Lex?
So I was trying to look it up. What's it called again? Sorry.
Ancient Ramen. Ghost Adventures have been there, and obviously.
Ancient Ram. Someone asked me in the chat 2 days ago. Not last Sunday, the Sunday before. Someone asked me in the chat to go here. That's the one that's in Wootton Under Edge, isn't it?
Yeah, Gloucestershire. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'd love to go there. I've read a lot of stuff about it.
I'm surprised you haven't actually been there, Lex. Literally, I think majority of the paranormal would have been there.
I'll go there eventually.
I think the first people that went there would have been Ghost Adventures, because before Ghost Adventures, I would never have heard of that place.
Yeah. Well, if most haunted have been there, I'll definitely go there because I'm going in debunking every episode that I've ever made in the UK. So, like legit, like season 4, that's what I'm doing. I'm going to all the places they went to, and doing it properly to give these locations a bit better service than what they got for that show.
Yeah,
I know some business owners who had them in, who were appalled by what they did.
Yeah,
so I'll do it.
I know one of the mediums that was part of Most Haunted. Can't say his name because he said to me not to mention his name on any. But yeah, he's a good friend. He actually lives where I actually come from in Ramsgate. Yeah. So he's a good bloke, but he told me some stories, and I was thinking, yeah, it doesn't surprise me, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's just when in this paranormal world, you do need to. If you're gonna do this, do it properly. If not, just
Are you allowed to stay overnight in that inn?
Well, this is the thing. When it comes to different paranormals, the lady who now owns it, she mixes it up. So it depends on how big you are or who you are. She'll let you stay. So for me, when I went 7 till 4, but then I've heard other groups do like an 8 to 8. So I'm not too sure whether or what the circumstances is, because the price changes as well. So that one's a bit of a funny one. So I don't know if you wanted to do like an 8 to 8, if you have to pay a little bit more money.
I don't mind. I'll probably have to pay her. It's fine. But it's definitely on my list. I'm definitely wanting to go there.
Yeah.
So what Robin said here is that
yeah.
Well, obviously the guy John Humphreys is true, but is this what he said? Is this what he claims?
That's what he says. Because he's an occup. What was it? Oh, I can never pronounce the 2 spirits, sex spirits, as they call it. I call it. Because apparently, was it both of them, not just one of them? It's both entities that apparently reside there. But again, I sat in
the succubus and stuff like that.
Succubus and succubus and the other one I can never pronounce. But apparently both of them reside there, and apparently one resides there. Incubus and succubus, yeah. So, yeah, because one's female, one's male, isn't it?
Yeah.
If I remember, yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know, because he says, and to be fair, when you watch videos of him when he was alive, he's someone that you would just, he has no reason to lie. He's someone that you look at him, he would say something, and you just get, no, it sounds like he's telling the truth, but you just got to think he lived there all them years and got attacked by spirits. You think anyone else probably would have been out there in 5 seconds, wouldn't they? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But must have had a good relationship for him to stay for that many years. You know what I mean?
Had good fun with an incubus. Mutual arrangement. It was consensual. That's what it was.
You hear about that stuff, but you wonder if it really goes on, to be honest.
Well, I'll find out.
I question it sometimes, to be honest, but I did do an investigation where, and when it was a private residence, and she was being, how do I say this nicely? She was being touched at night, and her top was being taken off, her bra was being undone, her underwear would be off, and it would be across the room, and all kinds of things were going on. He would whisper to her. She could never understand what he was saying in her ear before she would fall asleep. And I actually captured on the voice recorder, are you doing all this stuff to her at night? And he said yes. Are you watching her at night? Yes. And it was scary and creepy, and obviously she was freaked out from it. And obviously it wasn't more about herself, it was more worried about her kids. And she could handle it, but if it started happening to the kids, that's where it was going to be a real issue, obviously. And stuff like that. And I know people will go in there and do a cleanse and do all this stuff and sage and all that stuff. And, you know, I think most of the time, that stuff doesn't really work. I think they're going to go if they want to go, and if they're going to stay, they're going to stay. And that's how I feel. And but it was scary. It's scary. So, you know, maybe there's some factual to what he was saying. You never know. Unfortunately, we just, as much as we think we know, we don't, to be honest. We don't really know anything. And whether the scientists are saying this, whether paranormal, even somebody who's had 30 years of paranormal experience, we still just don't know. And we can speculate, we can assume, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. But at the end of that investigation, I actually sat down with the family and I said, listen, this is the way I do it, and I think this is the way you should do it. Sit down as a family and tell it it's time to leave. You weren't invited here. We need you to leave now. And that's it. And I did another voice recorder after that, and he said yes, he was going to leave. Because I specifically said, are you going to leave? And he said yes. We captured yes on the voice recorder. So, but we actually found out during that investigation there was a murder across the street, and the guy that died was in his 30s. And supposedly when he was alive, he was a little bit of a creep, I guess. And so it could have been him. Who knows? But other than that. So during all your investigations, what has been maybe a scary moment? Or the second part to that, what's been a funny moment in some of your investigations?
Scary moment. I think for me is when you get the voice right next to your ear roll, the creepy voices. Because I've had that so many times in investigations. That's the more, because you don't know it's there until it happens. Because obviously it's going to get anyone in it, you know, having a voice right next to you, like in your ear roll, just like, or just a voice saying something. It's definitely scary. Because it's weird, because a lot of people say, oh, when you see shadows and stuff like that, that's scary. You know, for me, you can see that, but voices, you don't know when it's going to happen. You know what I mean? So that's probably my scariest moments of that. Happy moments is probably when you get, I don't know, I don't know. It's weird because I never had a um like a good investigation, but then I've heard the stories behind some of them. So I suppose the happy ones is when you get the good ones that come through and you have a good conversation with spirits, and you get to know them. Like I've had many times where I've had class A EVPs with other people, and you've had like 7 words in a sentence, and you're getting to know that spirit, and it gets to you because it's the fact that it hits home. They were once alive, and then they've passed away, but they're communicating with you again. So them ones I like because they touch your heart. It's the ones you can communicate with them on a different level. You know what I mean? They're the good ones.
Yeah, I agree. I think we had one of those moments in the UK, didn't we, Lex, when we were at the mausoleum?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we had one of those moments. I don't know if we showed it on several shows where on different podcasts and stuff like that. I think it's even up on it is up on Global Ghost on um, TikTok and all the social medias during that promotional video where we were, and I always say this, like, I think a lot of investigators think this or have asked questions about when they're on an investigation, like 2 people have died, but it's been years apart and they were together. And we had a moment where I asked the question, "Are you 2 together?" Because one died 30 years before, one died, and then 30 years later, his wife died, and then I asked the question, "Are you 2 together?" And the cat ball lit up like that. It just went like that, and I think a lot of times investigators ask those type of questions or curious about those type of things. That somebody that you were with your whole life, and then do you guys meet up again in the afterlife?
Yeah.
And I think that kind of validated, at least in that circumstance. I'm not saying it maybe happens to everyone that passes away, but at least in that circumstance, they're together, and I think that was pretty incredible moment. It was a very touching moment, for sure. So what I've been trying to do before you get to your last question, Lex, I've been trying to get hold of our guest that was supposed to be coming up, and I can't seem to get hold of her. And she was online 2 hours ago, and we spoke today. And I don't know if she's going to be able. So if she's unable to come up on today's show, then we'll bring her up on the next show for sure. So
If someone can just delete those comments, please.
what's going on now?
Just another fucking dick rider with no life in the chat. Probably the same one as last time.
It's the same one because I just got I know exactly it
Same
is.
one. When you get time to pull out of your mum and stop being a dick online, grow up.
I can't. That's saying.
Somebody deleted him. Matt got him.
Thank you, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
Jesus Christ, I just don't understand. Such brave people behind a computer screen.
And we know who that is.
I know exactly who that is. Exactly who that is. That just can't grow up.
Yeah.
I also love the fact that, this day and age, 2022, and you're using gay as an insult, by the way. So you're also homophobic, which means you look worse than everybody. So well done. Well done to you.
Yeah. Did they not realise that can be traced back to them?
I don't, honestly, I really don't get it. We come on this show to have fun. We interview our guests, and sorry, can't hear you, Lex. What's going on? What happened? Oh, okay, sorry. What was happening is I was looking at YouTube, seeing, because I saw another comment that didn't get deleted. I just don't understand. Like, we come on the show to have fun and talk with our guests, and if you have a problem with somebody, I understand, but you know what? You don't have to be an idiot, to be honest. and I just don't get it. And there's such a divide with so many different people. You know, we can go on about, you know, somebody we all know, and we won't. But we could have a lot to say about that, and we won't. But at the end of the day, we're here to have fun. We're here to interview our guests and find out about them, and hopefully, people will go over and subscribe to Daryl's channel. All his links are in the bottom there, in the description. Sorry, and just go over and follow him and check out some of his videos. If you just got in the room, his latest video that he put up 2 days ago was Sherwood Forest. So go check out that video. It's fun. They were having some fun moments during that investigation, and that's great. Like we had a lot of fun moments, me and Lex and stuff like that. I think I'll probably eventually do a blooper reel
There's
somewhere
one
down
coming
the
on
road.
mine, so don't worry. You'll definitely
What's
see
that?
it. I'm doing one, so you'll definitely see it.
Well, I was actually thinking maybe I'll do it at the end of each video, the blooper reels.
Oh, see, I don't have the energy to do that. I'm editing 36 videos, so I'm like, you know what? I'll just do one blooper, one at the end, in between them. So
36 videos?
when you split how many parts I need for each one, it's 36 videos. Yeah.
Wow. And there's Victor from the Don Vic Show. Thank you for coming in the room. And you will be Ben, no question. And there you go. I appreciate that, Matt. And
Matt doing the Lord's work. Cheers, buddy.
yeah, doing the just ridiculous. So, okay, so if she happens to see that message, well, just hold on. Nope, she hasn't seen the message, so maybe she went to sleep because she did do an investigation last night, and they got back pretty late, so maybe she fell asleep. But what we'll do is we'll bring her up on the next show and show that video. So I'm sorry, Matt. I won't say what it's about, but you will like it. This is on Matt's bucket list of one of his favorite places. So anyways, go ahead, Lex, and let's get to our famous question. Matt's notebook is ready. And as we can see right here, and where there it is.
That's it. Every time. Okay, so imagine this, right? You were taking a leisure stroll through the Sherwood Forest one night, and you're
In
strolling
tights.
through in tights, and you hear a weird sound coming out of the big tree, and you look closer, and you start to notice this shining bald head sticking its way out of the opening, and you're wondering, what could that be? So you pull out an app, and you start trying to talk to us. And you hear Brian's voice come through.
Of
saying,
course, I knew you were going to go there.
And you hear Brian's voice come over the speaker, and it says, "Turn around." And you turn around quickly, expecting to be attacked. But what you did find was the most handsome man in the world, Lex Paranormal, standing in front of you,
Oh,
holding all the money in the world. And all he says to you is this: "I give you this money to go anywhere in the world to investigate. Where would you go?"
What's that massive asylum in America? I can't remember what it's called now. It's that massive one. I can't think what it's called.
Do you remember what state it's in?
No, my memory is like a fish. I've literally got a bad memory. As people probably realise.
Waverly Hills?
I think it's Waverly Hills, yeah. That massive building that looks like it's going in a U shape, but not quite.
Or how about these? Ashley said Waverly Hills.
Waverly.
Or is it? No, it wouldn't be Pinehurst.
Yeah,
Or is it Or is it this one?
Yeah, Waverly Hills.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely that
I
one.
think that's, you know what, believe it or not, I think after this year and a bit, I don't think we've ever had anybody say Waverly Hills.
No, I don't think we have. No, we've had Trans-Allegheny. We've had a few asylums, I think, and a few jails, but yeah, I don't think we've ever had Waverly Hills.
Yeah,
Is it
Waverly Hills.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's
All day
nice.
long.
So I just want everybody to hear what Daryl said. He said Waverly Hills. He's leaving the country obviously because he's got a lot of money in his pocket. But we always find the Americans for some reason want to stay in the States.
Yeah, it's so weird. You offer them all the money on the planet, and they go, "I'm going to go to the state next door and do a restaurant because I couldn't be bothered to drive there with no money, but now I can fly there on my private jet, for a 20-minute flight, and I'm there and I'm ready. And you know what? Props to them if that's what they want to do.
No, of
that's
course.
fine. But it is funny. It's that it's only the American guests we've ever had that do it. Not all of them have said it, but like 80% of them have stayed in the States. It's quite funny. You said most beautiful man, but didn't catch the name in the question. Matt, I'll spell it for you. It's LEX Paranormal. Right, that's who it was. Don't get it confused with the other character in my story, the Matt Barron one. He was in the background somewhere. I don't know, but.
So what you can do now, Daryl, if you want, if you can let everybody know. I know I've said it a couple of times. It's in the description, but if you can tell everybody where they can follow you or where they can find you on social media, go right ahead and do that.
Well, you can obviously find me on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, so YouTube, Insta, Facebook, and TikTok.
And is it all under the Lost Souls name, is it?
Yes. Apart from TikTok is Lost Souls 88.
There we are.
I think I have your TikTok in the description.
Yeah.
So there you go, people. Daryl Evans from Lost Souls, and if you can go over to his YouTube channel and check out his latest videos. And how many videos do you have up there? I think is it around 15, 14, somewhere in that area? Is there a few more?
Got 9 on YouTube.
9. Yeah, I figured it was somewhere around there. So yeah, go check out his latest video, Sherwood Forest. If you're interested in the Sherwood Forest and a guy streaming in the background, go for it. And that guy was funny. Like every time he would do something and yell or something like that, I laughed every single time. It was great. And you guys definitely had a good time at that investigation for sure. But I want to thank you for coming on today's show. I appreciate that. I'm glad you reached out to me last week. I'm glad you got rid of that guy. Yeah, and I think at the end of the day you'll be better for it. Unfortunately, he's just got bad karma around him, and you did the right thing, in my opinion, and I'm sure with Lex as well. But we'll definitely be. There you go. Here you go, right here.
Thank you.
And that's why we do this show, so people can go over and check out your videos and help you build your channel. But again, I want to say thank you for coming on today's show. I really appreciate it, and we'll definitely have you come on later on down the road once you get a bunch of more videos up there and talk about them, and maybe this time we'll get you to send some clips. And we can go through some clips. That's always fun to do. Yeah. So other than that, I'll say my goodbyes. And Lex?
Yeah, same again. So thank you very much for coming on the show. I'm going to be binging your channel later on today. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you've got there. And I look forward to seeing what you come up with in the future. And hopefully we can get you to a place where Waverly Hills isn't too much of an expense. So, but thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you.
There you go. I'm going to show this. Matt from Paranormal Consultant, right?
I've probably come across him, yeah.
Yeah.
Because where I've come across so many people, I forget who people are now. It's it's gone out of control. To be fair, I didn't expect it to go like it did, and yeah, just
It's gonna get bigger.
uh,
Yeah, you're going to get bigger, and people are going to reach out, and even possibly going on their show as well. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing, and it helps promote yourself and helps promote your videos and helps you grow. But just stay away from people like the other guy.
yeah. The weird thing is, I saw signs, and you know, I have the. Are we allowed to swear on here or
Yeah.
not?
I
You can
told
do
someone to pull out of his own mum. So I
Well,
can say
yeah.
that.
So, you know, I had with me because I'm sort of doing like opening up. So, you know, I get the sort of psychic feelings, and I get the bullshit button. Like someone says bullshit, and I had that at the beginning. Should have listened, but I thought, you know, see where it goes. And I suppose in this life, you got to learn sometimes, but you got to sort of teach yourself. You've done it once, don't do it again.
Yeah.
100%.
And there you go. From Matt. So
Thank you
Matt,
very
not
much.
only, to be perfectly honest, and we all love Matt, we do. But to be perfectly honest, every time we have a guest on the show, for some reason they end up on his show, and with the same questions. I'm just kidding, man. I'm kidding. He knows I'm kidding. And again, thank you again for coming on today's show. I really, really appreciate it. We'll definitely talk soon. And have yourself a great. I can't even talk today. What's going on? Have a great rest of the day. Have a great night because I know it's late there. It's what time? It's 10:20 there.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Still early
yeah.
for me.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Okay, buddy. Have a good night, okay?
Will do. Well, thank
Okay.
you.
Ciao. Ciao. It's like I'm Italian or something like that.
I know, right?
Say ciao. I always say ciao. Why do I always say ciao? So, anyhow, that was great. I'm a little disappointed that our guest couldn't come up, and I'm sure she's gonna wake up and go, crap. That's exactly what she's gonna do. And but we'll try to get her back next week. So what I'm thinking is for next week's show, as people know, a lot of people know that I'm going to be meeting up with Raymond Newsom, Adam Barton, Patty Adams, and I believe there's somebody else coming. Her name is Vicky Mercer. I believe she's coming to one of the locations. So what I was thinking is maybe next week we will do what we'll bring everybody on and talk about what happened and maybe show some videos and some clips and stuff like that. That's what I was thinking. What I would like to do, since Matt is in the room, I know Matt's Para-Unity Day is coming up, and I know he's going to be filming, so I'm reaching out my arm right now. Once you've got all that downloaded, I would love to bring you on as well, maybe the following week, to show your clips from Para-Unity Day. I think that will be a lot of fun to do as well. Maybe we can do it at the same show. We'll see, but that might end up being a very long show. So let's do it. I think it'd probably be better if we did the following week, right? Yeah. So Matt, if you're in the room still, sharing is caring, Brian. Yeah, I believe so too. So maybe what we'll do is we'll set up that show for the following week and have Matt come on. And Para-Unity Day is tomorrow and Tuesday. So if you can get some clips together, and we can go through those clips. And I'm assuming you're still doing Gettysburg as well the next day. So maybe we'll show some clips from Gettysburg as well. That'll be a lot of fun. What do you think?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah? Yeah, I think so too. So I thought about that today, and other than that, there's not much else. Again, I want to apologize for what happened at the beginning of the show. Let's blame Facebook. We can blame Facebook for everything, right?
Yes, yeah, 100%. Mark Zuckerberg, it's on you, Tom.
Yes. Mark, you ruined our show.
I want compensation. I
Yeah.
would like you to put 12 million into my bank account, please. Thank you.
Well, he
I'm
could
only
afford
asking for
that, I
12.
think.
Yeah, somebody asking for 12. It's not a lot.
No, it's definitely
Pocket
not a
change.
lot. So I want to thank everybody who came to the show today and everybody who made the wonderful comments. And Matt, thank you for blocking those comments from that guy. I appreciate it. I think there were 2 people. It's just unnecessary. Really, it's really, really unnecessary. We're trying to provide some entertainment so people can sit back and relax and watch a good show and watch these people we bring on. And I really don't get it. But anyways, I'm not seeing the comments anymore because I got the videos up. So I'm going to say my goodbyes. We'll see you next week. We'll definitely have a show next week, and we'll bring everybody on from this week that I'm going on investigations with. So that will be a lot of fun. So I want to say goodnight to everyone. Until next week, have a great week.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Thank you very much for joining in. Don't forget to stay safe, stay spooky. See you next time.